Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley, clouds beginning to now roll into our area. And that is just ahead of a massive winter storm system that will move our way tonight. And this is kind of how the storm system shapes up as we move into tonight and through the weekend. We will see moderate snow accumulations overnight tonight. In fact, about a 6 to 10 hours stretch of straight snow overnight tonight. Saturday, some snow as well. And then on Sunday, our snow will transition over to rain. Monday and Tuesday, warmer with also some rain showers, which may cause some flooding early next week. And we will talk more about this big storm coming up. And there are your storm totals. 4 to 6 inches of snow in Wenatchee, 6 to 8 inches possible in the plain area, and 4 to 6 inches also possible up north around Omak. So yeah, it's a big storm, and we'll tell you more about it a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Sandy Cohen is out as director of the Wenatchee Valley Museum, and an Omak man was arrested yesterday on suspicion of first-degree murder following a shooting there Tuesday night. But first, we begin tonight. If you've driven past the Wenatchee Valley Mall recently, you've undoubtedly seen the large building out front wrapped in plastic. Now the whole project is apparently on hold. NCW Life's Eric Granstrom has the story.
The building's being remodeled to house Aspen Dental, a business that supplies support and administrative services to dental practices. Everything's at a standstill, however, because of an apparent lack of funds. An anonymous source has told NCW Life News that Allegis Construction, the main contractor on the project, who also performed the PetSmart remodel on the mall property, has shut down the job site and told its subcontractors to go home. Apparently, Allegis claims they haven't been paid by the mall owners since September, so in turn, they cannot pay their subs. According to our source, many of the subcontractors have not been paid in 120 to 180 days and are owed up to $100,000 and are considering liens to protect themselves. The plastic and scaffolding was put in place in preparation of stucco to the exterior of the building. With a winter storm heading our way, the concern is that the plastic will blow away, leaving the building exposed and create severe damage. NCW Life has reached out to Aspen Dental, to Allegis Construction, and to Vintage Real Estate, owners of the Wenatchee Valley Mall. So far, our calls have been unreturned. Aspen Dental is based out of New York, Allegis Construction is based out of Seattle, and Vintage Real Estate is based out of Los Angeles. Wherever these outside companies are from, they owe local contractors an answer and their money. With NCW Life Channel News, I'm Eric Granstrom.
Sandy Cohen is out as director of the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. The museum announced in a news release yesterday that Cohen had resigned from his post. Cohen had been placed on administrative leave at the end of December. No details were disclosed as to the reasons for the resignation. Cohen was hired in 2015 to replace Mariah Thornock. Thornock stayed on as deputy director and had now been named to succeed Cohen as interim director. A search for a new full-time director will begin in the spring. Museum Board Chairman Don Grenard said in the news release that they're really looking at this as a critical opportunity for the museum to grow and align more closely with key community partners. Excuse me, Grenard said in the release, the museum is an important asset to the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington, and the board and staff are committed to ensuring that we continue to inspire, explore, and celebrate dynamic connections to our region's unique heritage. An Omak man was arrested yesterday on suspicion of first-degree murder following a shooting Tuesday night in Omak that killed 32-year-old Seth Jared Harris of Okanagan. Arrested was 31-year-old Robert DeCastro of Omak, who was booked into the Okanagan County Corrections Center for murder, felon in possession of a firearm, and possession of methamphetamine. Omak police found Harris in a vehicle with a gunshot wound to his chest when they were called to a disturbance in the area of Riverside Drive and Locust Street. Harris was taken to Mid-Valley Hospital in Omak and pronounced dead a short time later. Omak Police Chief Jeff Copeland said in a news release that he believes DeCastro shot Harris and then fled the scene. Copeland said that all of Omak's police officers and many Okanagan County Sheriff's deputies have been working non-stop on the case. He also says the investigation is continuing and more suspects are being sought. A wanted Moses Lake felon found out the hard way yesterday that you can't hide from a trained canine. Around 9:30 Thursday morning, Moses Lake police officers attempted to apprehend a wanted felon, 35-year-old Cesar Adame, who took off running from officers. Adame jumped a fence or two trying to elude those officers, trespassing through people's yards, and finally hunkering down in a shed. Fortunately, Grant County Deputy Tyson Voss and his canine Edo were nearby and responded. Edo immediately found Adame's trail and led officers straight to the shed. Adame continued to attempt to hide in the shed and received minor bite wounds when the dog entered. Adame then surrendered and is taken into custody. He was treated by medical personnel and booked into the Grant County Jail on his warrant. Adame has a history of violent offenses and firearms violations. Coming up next, plans to build an emergency operations center in Chelan County are now on the fast track. And you might want to take another look at the new video game you purchased for your kids this past Christmas. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Antique Mall at Cashmere wishes you a happy and prosperous new year. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone. For repurposing projects, do-it-yourselfers, and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, this is the place to find your next project. Antique Mall at Cashmere, their friendly staff is here to help you. Stop on by today.
My name's Robert Duff. Current and previous occupation is architect, engineer, and lawyer. Grew up here in Washington, born in Moses Lake. When I first came to CVCH, was looking for a place to get some dental work done. I was really impressed with the people at the counter. I mean, they were just on top of it. It only took her like 15 minutes to do the job. I didn't feel anything. The technology is so great, you don't even realize you're at the dentist. These people are so professional. I would have any one of these people in my home for dinner. These people are family.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Welcome back. In another news, plans to build an emergency operations center in Chelan County are on the fast track now that state funding has been secured. Sheriff Brian Burnett commented on the project prior to the legislature's passage of the capital budget last week.
I believe that the House and the Senate both approved us for $1 million. We had received some money from the previous budget cycle at a couple $100,000 to do the engineering and drafting piece of that. And so we could bring in a regional emergency operations center that would house our emergency management staff, but also allow us, when we have big events like some of these fires that we've experienced here in a 3 or 4 county area, that we could use that facility. Our fire management teams could come in and operate out of that center with technology and a facility that would host that. Centrally located is a big key to that here. It would be in the old station area.
Adoption of the capital budget was delayed until after the legislature came to an agreement on the unrelated Hearst water issue. Ballots go out today in Chelan and Douglas counties for special levy and bond elections. In the NEAT School District, ballots go out for a 2-year replacement educational programs and operations levy. In Waterville, it's a 1-year levy. The Palisades School District has a 4-year replacement education programs and operations levy, while in Orondo, a 2-year levy is on the ballot there. And as we mentioned yesterday, the Cashmere School District also has a 2-year maintenance and operations levy up for vote. Ballots will also go out today in Grant County for a one-year operations and maintenance levy for the Quincy Valley Medical Center. Voters in these cities should be receiving their vote-by-mail ballots this weekend. Well, we're starting the weekend with severe winter travel conditions in the Washington Cascades. Heavy snowfall has caused several accidents today, including this one captured on camera by Washington State Patrol Trooper Brian Moore. Around 10:45 this morning, eastbound I-90 traffic near Tinkham Road was closed due to multiple spinouts, and by 11:30, both lanes of traffic on I-90 were closed. Both directions of the interstate reopened around 1 o'clock this afternoon, with chains required on all vehicles except for all-wheel drive and four-wheel drives. The National Weather Service forecasts more heavy snow for today and overnight into Saturday, with over a foot expected in most mountain passes. We also received late word this afternoon that the eastbound Highway 2 lane near Stevens Pass was also closed because of multiple spinouts. Well, you might want to take another look at the new video game you purchased for your kids this past Christmas. A recent development has given parents reason for concern, as the video game industry might be helping your child develop gambling habits. NCW Life's Jay Seebeck has more.
Back in November of 2017, Electronic Arts, which is a video game publishing company, came under fire for their controversial release of the video game Star Wars Battlefront 2. The game was created around a system known as loot boxes. These loot boxes are an additional purchasing option for players to get their hands on additional content. But that content is not guaranteed and is actually randomized. Over the past several years, the loot box system has been a method for developers to extract additional revenue from their users. However, in the case of Star Wars Battlefront 2, these loot boxes were implemented as a core part of the gameplay, forcing players to pay extra or be left behind. This brought about a worldwide outcry, as finally people recognized that these loot boxes are what they are: gambling. Not only are loot boxes a form of gambling, but they also target the youth population. To Washington State Senator Kevin Ranker, loot boxes are no different than gambling. On January 11th, Ranker submitted Senate Bill 6266, which would force Washington State Gambling Commission to regulate games that are released and use loot boxes or other forms of in-game or app purchases. If this bill were to pass, Washington would join the ranks of Hawaii, where a similar bill is currently being developed. This all comes on the heels of the nation of Belgium banning the sale of Star Wars Battlefront 2 and other games that contain loot boxes. If Washington State defines loot boxes as gambling, then expect many games to be requiring a purchase age of 18 or even 21. So for parents out there whose kids are avid gamers, keep an eye out for what they are playing and if the game has loot boxes, as it could develop gambling habits. This will certainly be something to follow as Bill 6266 makes its way through the House. I'm Jay Seebeck, NCW Life News.
You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come right here on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
For plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
Time to replace your home comfort system? This Lennox dealer can help.
If it's time to replace your old furnace or air conditioner, Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives free estimates. Call Patriot today.
Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling will give your home a hug.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Hey, this is Justin at Club Crow Bar and Grill reminding you it's your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Jam sessions and live bands playing a wide range of music. If pool tables or pull tabs are more your thing, we have you covered. Enjoy the fun and food at Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Stop on by today.
Honey, I got the space heater.
Make sure you survive winter. Call Central Washington Heating and Air before it's too late. This winter, don't get shocked by the cold. Call Central Washington Heating and Air today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a good finally Friday, a festive atmosphere at Wenatchee High School last night for the second meeting between Wenatchee and Eastmont in unified basketball. Panthers ended up on top of the scoreboard 68-66, but as you'll see in the highlights, the final result, not the point at all.
The Wildcats. Here comes Eastmont. And of course, we're at Wenatchee High School, so there's going to be a partisan crowd here for the Panthers as they come through the human tunnel out towards Jay Seebeck's location there with a camera. Everybody getting high fives on their way. As Gavin Zufall gets the rebound, and he's going to go on a fast break himself. He's out in front. Let's see if he's going to take the shot. He will, and it's good. A little bit too strong off the back of the backboard here. Seha with the shot. The follow-up is good for Gabby Seha, and we are tied at 2. Taking it down on the offensive set here, Jared Bishop. He'll give it up to Grace Van Wells. She'll shoot. She'll score. Grace with her first bucket. Back and forth we go. 8-4. Wenatchee on top is Grace. Now they're going to go high post to Darice Steele. Steele missed the shot, got his rebound, put back, good. Darice Steele with his first point of the game. Six. Going to hand it back, and they're going to give a shot to Zach Beasley. Beasley shoots and scores! Zach Beasley in the score column here tonight for Eastmont. Off to Eric Card it goes. Card with the stop in the paint, backs up, shoots it, and it's off the mark, no good. Christian Cruz got the rebound. Cruz gonna go the other way, and that's gonna be it. As Wenatchee's gonna hold on and win by 2, 68-66. What a game again here between the Wildcats and the Panthers. Welcome back once again here to Wenatchee High School. It's been a great night here. We've got the Eastmont Unified Basketball team around me here. Hey guys, did you guys have fun? Yeah. Awesome. Everybody played great here tonight. And as you can see, excitement still abounds. Did everybody have a good time? Yeah! Come on in here. Grace, did you have a good time tonight?
Yeah.
It was a good show all the way around for both Eastmont and Wenatchee. You got to give it to these unified players. They did a great job once again here tonight. That's going to wrap it up for the NCW Life channel. Say goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Be sure and watch the game tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here on the NCW Life channel. Turning to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from last night in girls basketball, Cashmere's Haley Van Lith continues to do incredible things for the Bulldogs. She scored the first in school history quadruple double, 37 points, 14 steals, 10 rebounds, 10 assists as they beat Chelan 89-34. Also on the scoreboard, Entiat Mall, Moses Lake Christian 69-20, Waterville Mansfield socked Soap Lake 57-35. Turning to boys basketball last night, despite scoring 23 points in the fourth quarter, Entiat fell to Moses Lake Christian 45-42. Waterville Mansfield couldn't hold a third quarter lead, fell on the road to Soap Lake. Also in the pool yesterday, it was the Wenatchee Panthers securing a regular season Big Nine title by winning the Big Nine swim meet at Moses Lake with 684.5 points. By the way, Connor Elwin set a school record of the butterfly with a time of 52.11. A busy sports schedule this weekend. Girls basketball, there you see it. Tonight and tomorrow we've got live basketball coming up tonight. Eastmont hosting West Valley. The girls at 5:45, the boys at 7:30. Grant Olson courtside with your play-by-play. Speaking of which, Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. In our features story tonight, whether you're a fan of roundabouts or you're not, they're becoming a way of life here in the Wenatchee Valley. Check out this video from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation on how to properly use a roundabout.
Oh, take it slow, take it slow.
Well, hi, folks. Next time you're out and about, we want you to know the right way to roundabout. Here are 4 simple things to remember. First, when we approach a roundabout, when we're in one, and when we leave one, we take it slow. Speed is a major cause of roundabout crashes, so take a breath, take it easy, and take it slow.
Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow.
Next, pick the correct lane. Before you enter a roundabout, think, where do I want to go after the roundabout? Right? Straight ahead? Left? Or back where I came from? Then check out the traffic signs and road markings to pick the correct lane. Here, Jim wants to take a right. So he picked the right lane, stayed to the right, and off he goes. Hannah wants to go straight. She picks the right lane and then turns when it's time to go straight. And here's Jim entering the roundabout to take a left. In general, pick the left lane if you're going left, and pick the right lane if you're going right or straight. Check the signs. Every roundabout will have signs and markings showing you the correct lane to pick based on where you want to go. Once you pick your lane, take it slow, friends. Always yield to the left. If you see traffic already in the roundabout, yield to all traffic coming from the left, like this. Traffic in the roundabout always has the right of way, and so do pedestrians. And last, never pass in a roundabout. Things are busy enough in there, so no passing, please. And that, folks, is how you get safely in and out of a roundabout. Now remember,
Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow.
visit WisconsinRoundabouts.com for more info.
And we'll be back in just a moment with a recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
Time to replace your home comfort system? This Lennox dealer can help.
If it's time to replace your old furnace or air conditioner, Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling gives free estimates. Call Patriot today.
Patriot Plumbing, heating and cooling, will give your home a hug.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
The taste of fantastic pizza is found in third-generation Pizza & More. The secret? The recipes of success have been handed down through generations, each adding their own special touch. Pizza & More believes in traditions, whether it's supporting the local sporting teams or continuing to serve their pizzas buffet style, dine-in, takeout, or delivery. Third generation Pizza & More, a team player in this valley for generations.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Time now for a recap of some of our top stories. If you've driven past the Wenatchee Valley Mall recently, you've undoubtedly seen the large building out front wrapped in plastic. Now the whole project is apparently on hold. NCW Life's Eric Grandstrom has the story.
The building's being remodeled to house Aspen Dental, a business that supplies support and administrative services to dental practices. Everything's at a standstill, however, because of an apparent lack of funds. An anonymous source has told NCW Life News that Allegis Construction, the main contractor on the project, who also performed the PetSmart remodel on the mall property, has shut down the job site and told its subcontractors to go home. Apparently, Allegis claims they haven't been paid by the mall owners since September, so in turn, they cannot pay their subs. According to our source, many of the subcontractors have not been paid in 120 to 180 days and are owed up to $100,000 and are considering liens to protect themselves. The plastic and scaffolding was put in place in preparation of stucco to the exterior of the building. With a winter storm heading our way, the concern is that the plastic will blow away, leaving the building exposed and create severe damage. NCW Life has reached out to Aspen Dental, to Allegis Construction, and to Vintage Real Estate, owners of the Wenatchee Valley Mall. So far, our calls have been unreturned. Aspen Dental is based out of New York, Allegis Construction is based out of Seattle, and Vintage Real Estate is based out of Los Angeles. Wherever these outside companies are from, they owe local contractors an answer and their money. With NCW Life Channel News, I'm Eric Grandstrom.
Sandy Cohen is out as director of the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. The museum announced in a news release Thursday that Cohen had resigned from his post. Cohen had been placed on administrative leave at the end of December. No details were disclosed as to the reasons for the resignation. Cohen was hired in 2015 to replace Mariah Thornock. Thornock stayed on as deputy director and has now been named to succeed Cohen as interim director. A search for a new full-time director will begin in the spring. Time now for your North Central Washington weather forecast. And let's take a quick look outside our weather window before we get to the details. And once again, clouds are beginning to move in ahead of a pretty major storm system that's moving our direction. It wasn't a bad day today, though. In fact, we experienced a very nice weather day today with partly sunny skies earlier and now increasing clouds ahead, as I mentioned, a massive storm system. Then late tonight, a vigorous low pressure weather system will spread a shield of precipitation into Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. This large feed of moisture is expected to produce 6 to 10 hours of light to moderate snow for the east slopes of the Cascades, Wenatchee area, Okanagan Valley, and Highlands. At this time, it looks like 3 to 5 inches of accumulation for Wenatchee, Chelan, Omak, and Waterville are possible. For the east slopes, including Leavenworth, Stehekin, Mazama, and Winthrop, around 4 to 8 inches of snow could fall by Saturday morning. A winter weather advisory will go into effect at midnight for all of north central Washington and will run until noon tomorrow. We have a 100% chance of snow tonight, as I mentioned, with 2 to 4 inches of new snow possible, and then an 80% chance of a rain-snow mix on Saturday, where we could see another 1 to 2 inches of snow. The active and progressive weather pattern rolls into early next week with a chance of scattered rain showers and very mild temperatures. Tuesday into next Thursday, we'll see temperatures in the lower to mid 40s. Let's take a check of that forecast now. And tonight, get ready for some snow, especially around midnight tonight. 32 our overnight low. 2 to 4 inches on the ground of snow tomorrow as we kick off the weekend, and 41. Some rain on Sunday and maybe into Monday. But look at the temperatures. 44 Monday, sunshine on Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures still in the lower to mid 40s. And then we'll cool back a bit on Thursday with mostly cloudy skies and high then around 38 degrees. Well, we leave you tonight with a story about an amazing organization that's all about random acts of kindness. Every day they give back to their community, one grocery cart at a time.
Hold on, that's broken. You don't want to use that. I'm taking care of you guys today. God bless you. You're welcome.
Is that gonna make you cry? Fill My Basket is us paying it forward to complete strangers. Going to a grocery store and getting behind somebody, waiting for the bill, and paying it and walking away. Actually, I got this.
I got you today.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, have a blessed day, sir.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm here to, yeah. I'm pretty nervous until right when we go.
Thank you so much.
When I shoot my first live video, it's kind of funny, I get my shakes off. We're ready to really rock and roll and help a lot of families out today.
Very first time we did it, I just sort of gave as much as I could.
And he was using his bonus that he had, and I had $65.
That felt good. That's all that we've used of our own money. It's been all donations except for just that very first one.
You know, we have 5 kids and just trying to get by and take care of our kids. And thank you, it means a lot.
I pay for people's groceries all the time.
That's so sweet.
I've never had that happen to me.
Being able to inspire our community to do what we do daily, I think we're helping to make a big step for everyone around us.
I kind of want to do it now too.
Every bit counts. Even when we've been in line and someone's just getting a jug of milk's a huge thing, because that could be, it's all they can get.
One basket at a time, doesn't matter how big or small.
It's all about paying it forward. It's all about doing something for somebody else.
We're a family of 7. We've never been without the money to buy groceries or pay our bills, but things get tight. You really have no idea what today meant to us.
It's about other people seeing what we're doing and wanting to help somebody else. It's truly about starting a movement.
What a great story. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.